Hey guys, and welcome to episode 18 of Surg's single-player survival series, Season 1. I'm out here at my tree farm, and if you notice, I added 3 more barrels, and right here, rubber saplings. I was running a little bit low on rubber, and rather than using IC2 rubber, it's a lot easier for me to just use the Mine Factory Reloaded rubber. And, I thought I turned off that decay. And if we look down here, I just put 1 stack of the rubber saplings. Now once these run out, like they should here in just a second, once these run out, then it will put the regular oak saplings back in. So I don't have to worry about changing it. At some point I may go ahead and set it up so that it works with both of them, because I can set different parts of the farm to do different things. But for right now, this will probably get me, about 5 stacks of rubber, so I probably don't need much more than that, at least for the time being. Also, our engines looks like they're at max capacity now. So that's perfect, and it doesn't look like we're creating too much more steam. It's slowly creeping up, but for the most part, looks like we're doing pretty good. And our wood hasn't really taken a huge dip. Even with me transferring this over to rubber, looks like we're still doing pretty good. But only time will tell if we're going to run out or not. Now, if you remember last episode, we had set up the compressor here. And I was making the advanced alloy, because there's one more machine that we want inline processing our metals that'll make not only us get more metals, but it'll also make it so that our logistics system can work with the system a little bit better. So let's go ahead and jump right in. The machine that I want to make is a thermal centrifuge. I'm sure some of you have guessed if you know anything about IC2. Now the nice thing about this machine is it can accept 128 EU, so we don't need one of these transformer upgrades. But we are going to need an advanced machine frame. And for that's why I have those advanced alloys that I had cooked up. Now we're also going to need some carbon plates, which we can get by compressing raw carbon mesh, which are made by 2 raw carbon fibers. Now to make the carbon fibers, I need to macerate some coal. So I should be able to just go ahead and request, let's say, 6 coal, so I'm going to need at least 2 of them. So we're due 12 coal. And there we go. And though I'm right here in my macerator, now I don't think it'll go into the ore washing plant. Yeah, so it'll just stay right here. So it'll take just a minute for these to go ahead and macerate down. Now in the meantime, I'm also going to need an electric motor, which is pretty easy. I've made one of those before. But I'm also going to need a mining laser. Now I made some more advanced alloys, which is not a big deal. The redstone, not a big deal. Advanced electronic circuit. Well, so I'm going to need a little bit of glowstone, some redstone, 2 lapis. Let's go ahead and get that started. So let's go ahead and request 1 electronic circuit. And let's go ahead and get 4 pieces of redstone. And 2 pieces of glowstone, and 2 lapis. Make sure nothing, yeah, that's what I thought. And we should be able to just throw it all together here. Glowstone, actually I think it was glowstone up top. Lapis, and then redstone in the corners. Gets us our advanced circuit. Let's check to see how this is doing. Okay, perfect. So we have our coal dust, and we just go just like that. Okay. The recipe, what it actually is and what it shows here, is not right. It's actually 4. And that's what it used to be, so that's what kind of surprised me. That's okay. We'll go ahead and get what we can for right now. And then 2 of them beside each other get us our raw carbon mesh. So I'm going to need, what, 4 more coal? Yeah. And let's go ahead and get that macerated as well. And we can take and throw our raw carbon mesh here in our compressor, and that'll get us our carbon plates that we need. Now we are going to need 2 of these, so that's why I have the other ones cooking up. And the other thing we're going to need is an energy crystal, which we need to compress some Energium dust, which is made with diamonds and redstone. Now, that means that we're going to have to macerate some diamonds, and we only get 1. So I'm going to need 4 diamonds for this machine. Makes it a little more expensive. Luckily, I've been digging at the level 4 diamonds. So let's go ahead and pull out our carbon, or our coal, and we'll start macerating some diamonds. And we should be able to just grab that and get 1 more carbon plate. Let's see how these are doing. Almost done. There we go. So we're going to need a little bit of redstone for that. I believe it was 5 redstone. And it should be just like this with our 4 diamond. Gets us our Energium dust. And we should be able to throw that right in here and get 1 energy crystal. So we have our advanced circuit. Nope, not recycler. Advanced machine frame. I'm going to go ahead and make the rest of this, because this is the stuff that we haven't done before. And I'll go ahead and get everything together, and then we'll make our mining laser, and we'll go and make our thermal centrifuge. Okay, I think I should have everything that I need now. So, 1 electric motor, and 1 advanced machine casing, and I have the coils, I have the iron, so mining laser. Let's try it this way. Just like this, and 2 redstone. There we go. So mining laser goes on top, advanced machine casing, electric motor, and just like so. Thermal centrifuge. Now, let's go ahead and sleep. Now the way that I want this one is I want it right here. So let's grab that electric wrench. I'll go ahead and request that out. I am going to have to go ahead and charge it up again, because I don't want to lose anything. And what I should be able to do is just throw on my advanced backpack, and that'll keep this charged as I use it. So let's pick up our electric furnace, and then our canning machine. And I want to put my thermal centrifuge right here, and you can see it'll slowly get powered up. No, I don't want it right there. I want my thermal centrifuge right here. There we go. Now I'm going to have to remove this cable just temporarily. Oh, let's go ahead and put my jetpack back on. And electric furnace. Let's see, metal former, compressor. So these don't need water. So let's go ahead and pick those back up too. And so electric furnace, and then canning machine does need water, metal former doesn't, compressor doesn't. So that's how I'm going to put them. So that way I don't have to put them, my canning machine too far from the water source. And just need to throw all of the transformer upgrades back in before I connect up the power. Metal former and then compressor. And for right now, that only uses 3 EU. I'm going to be using my furnace more than anything. Although these machines are quite slow, so probably not. We'll just put 1 overclocker in here. And metal former, I'll go ahead and give you 2. And then the compressor, I'll put 2 in as well. So now we have everything hooked up there. We just need to go downstairs. And I probably need 1 more of these copper cables. 1 more. And it has to craft it downstairs. But it's nice just asking for it to make 1 rather than having to go and make a whole bunch myself. So we'll put right here. Wait, where there we go. And 1 right here. And we should be able to fly right out. Just place this down and now everything should be working. Now the way that I want this to work is I do want the thermal centrifuge to eject to the top. So the way that this will work now is it should go ahead and any ores we get should get macerated. They should get washed in the ore washing plant. And then I actually want them to go... Let's do this. Let's clear this. First valid side. So that should go ahead and output there. And then this I'm going to do the exact same thing, I think. I want this to be first valid side. Yeah, that'll work. And then we can actually take away this chest. And let me go get some ores, but before I do, I actually want to clean up my piping a little bit too. So let me go outside. And I don't want this here. I might as well just break into the wall here. Now, this is a chassis Mark II. Oh. You know what? I am going to go ahead and go mining. Let me go mining, get some ores, at least 1 of each type. And then I'll come back and then we're set up. Everything the way that we need it to be. So I have all of the ores that I should need to process. At least right now. There is other ores, obviously, like uranium and indium and cadmium, but I'm not really processing those in my machines as of yet. I don't have a need to, so I might as well leave them in ore form. And I'm tired of taking this request logistics pipes and having to use my crescent hammer on it. So what I can do is, let's go ahead and see if I can get in here and pick it up. I can take my request logistics pipe, add a redstone diamond chipset, and make the Mark II version. And now if I connect this up, I can just right click it with my hand or say a pickaxe or anything else that I want. And I'm actually going to go ahead and throw facades on it here. Now they're not exactly like the ones, you know, like the chiseled marble or the marble pillars, but it works. And I removed all of my logistics pipes from my machines here because I kind of need to do it a specific way. And so the first thing that I'll probably want to do is just go ahead and macerate everything up. that's what's going to happen anyway. And once it gets macerated, it will go ahead and put it right here in the ore washing plant, which is getting provided water. And it will go ahead and crush, or it will go ahead and wash, you know, the crushed silver. And we'll get a couple of items. Now, if you notice, the first item, the purified crushed ore, went in the thermal centrifuge automatically. And that's fine. So let's deal with the ore washing plant first. We need to be able to pull out these items, but I don't want to pull out the purified crushed anything, because I want it to go into the thermal centrifuge. And so what we need to do is let's grab some of our logistics pipes here. And for this, I think I'm just going to need the Mark 1s. I'm probably also going to need a couple of transport pipes, maybe a basic logistics pipe. And I'm going to need the extractor modules that I have here. But I don't want just regular extractor modules. What I want is the advanced extractor module, which is pretty easy. All I need to do is add a little bit of redstone. So let's go ahead and get, say, 2 pieces of redstone. There we go. And we'll go ahead and upgrade these. So there's our first advanced, and oh, that's weird. Maybe it just clears the settings. So 2 advanced extractor modules. And what I want to do, because I really don't have any other sides that I can interact with, is I'm going to put one right here, and I don't want that to connect. Oop. So let me see if I can grab a pipe plug. Just one. There we go. And let's tell this not to connect here. There we go. It shouldn't put anything in there, but I don't want it to extract anything out either. Okay, looks like that's going along. Now I want to grab the dust when it hits the furnace before it actually gets cooked up. There we go. So now I have the output from the ore washing plant, and I have the output from the thermal centrifuge. And if you notice, the thermal centrifuge is also making tiny piles of lead. It will go ahead and make tiny piles of different metals as it goes through, and we'll be able to use those. So what we want to do is first we need to connect this up. Now I already have a basic logistics pipe there, so I should be able to just go ahead and go right to here. And we'll go ahead and put in the advanced extractor module. Now what this will allow us to do is it will allow us to exclude the purified crushed silver. So it'll go ahead and pull everything else out. And looks like we're still working on the silver. So if you notice, it's pulling out the tiny piles of silver, and it will pull out the stone dust. But it will leave the purified crushed silver, so that way that can automatically go here into the thermal centrifuge. Now from here, what I should be able to do is just go ahead and put my other logistics chassis, and let's go ahead and open up this one, put in our advanced extractor module, and we'll tell this to exclude silver dust. So that means what that'll do is it'll pull out everything like these tiny piles of lead, but it will not pull out the silver dust. And I actually am going to need a basic logistics pipe right here, because when I connect these up, it's going to make an intersection. So you can see here, now that lead is coming out. But when it makes the silver dust, that'll stay. And I think I need to run outside to pick that up. if I can get back there. There we go. Now, here on our electric furnace, I want to add a different pipe. Nice. I can always use more ender pearls. Not that I don't have a good amount already, but it's good to have more. And that's still working on the silver. So, crushed gold. Yeah, that's fine, I'll leave it. Now, what I can do here is I should have a chassis 2. There we go. So I'm going to need the Logistics chassis Mark II. And I'm going to need, let's see here. Not an item sink. I'm going to need an extractor. And not a provider. You know what? I might have to use 2 pipes on there. So we have the extractor. And I want to be able to put items into it. But I don't think I can do that with the current setup. That's weird. So let's look at, we can do a supplier pipe. Where is supplier? Supplier logistics pipe. So I might only want a Mark 1. So I'm just going to need 2 lapis. And I already have my basic logistics pipe. So let's go ahead and create a supplier. And we're also going to need, let's just use a Mark 1. So redstone chipset and some iron. So I have 1 redstone chipset and 2 iron. Basic chassis, or basic logistics pipe, and the Mark 1. So what I should be able to do, let's just go ahead and bust this down right here. And just to get out easier, I'll go ahead and do that. Now I want to go ahead and put my logistics chassis Mark 1, and I'm going to need an extractor module. So I'm going to need 1 blank card here and extractor. So I'm going to need redstone and 2 lapis. And I believe it was iron. So 2 lapis and the redstone iron gets me, yeah, the extractor module. Now what do I need to make that a Mark II? Now the only difference between the Mark I and the Mark II really is the speed. A redstone gold chipset. We might as well. We have a couple of them. And redstone gold. So we'll make that a Mark II. And we'll go ahead and put that right in here. And it'll just go ahead and extract items that are in here. And there we go. So the silver's getting pulled out. Yep, and everything should be going exactly where it needs to. Looks like I'm running out of power though. Ooh, that's really draining my system. I'm probably using a little too much. Let me sleep through the night real quick. You know, considering the speed of most of my machines here, I think I'm just going to take out the overclockers. Because if this is doing everything by itself, then I don't really need to worry too much about them. I will put a couple in the compressor here and a couple in the metal former. Let's see if that helps any. Nope, still looks like I'm using it just as fast as I'm making it. We might need a better way to generate power, or more than one semi-fluid generator. And that's always an option. Let's see what we need to make, say, another semi-fluid generator. So that was in BioCraft 2, and we need, I know we're going to need a generator. So a generator, a couple of universal fluid cells, and some iron item casings, geothermal. Let me go ahead and put this together, and I'll be right back, and we're set up that last little bit here for our electric furnace. So I'm just waiting for this last one to finish up, and while I'm doing that, let's go ahead and get some copper cabling. We're going to need probably 3 of them. And it, of course, has to make them downstairs. It takes the uninsulated and goes ahead and throws rubber on them. And there we go. So we should be able to now go ahead and take our glass panes, make our universal fluid cells. And I believe it's like this. Geothermal generator and iron casings. There we go. The semi-fluid generator. And I think I'll just go ahead and pop it right on top. And if I go right outside here, I heard a spider earlier. No, I should be able to do it this way. Let's go ahead and pop this one off. And we should be able to just put it right there. I don't want that connecting. Not that it's hurting anything, but still. And that's right here. So let's go ahead and go right from here and straight down to our CESU. And that should at least get us a little bit more power, because this semi-fluid generator is now producing power along with this one here. And they should both start powering our CESU. There we go. So it looks like it's still running, well, it's still using up all the power, but we're getting somewhere now. And I went ahead and, since it was processing anyway, I added the purified crushed gold and the purified crushed lead to here. Now, because of that, it now has the lead sitting here. And I don't think it'll finish with the iron. Oh, maybe it did. Okay. Now, I don't really want it to do that either. Well, for right now I'm just going to pull out the lead, so that way it can go ahead and create everything it's going to. And right here, I want to take purified, let's see, we have gold, we have the lead already. Let's go ahead and add the iron, so that way it doesn't extract the iron. So basically, if this machine is backed up, like it is right now, it will wait to pull out the iron. Yeah, looks like it's doing just fine. And then here in our electric furnace, what we want to do is go ahead and add... Well, let's add a basic chassis pipe, because this kind of is going to create... I don't know, we'll try it with just this. I don't know if this counts as an intersection, or... yeah, it probably does. So let's put a basic chassis right here. And that way everything's talking, everything's happy. And then right here is where I'm going to put my supplier. Yeah, that works. I did grab a couple of these facades. So we want to put a facade right here, and I probably want another one right there. Like I said, they don't match exactly, but it works. So let's grab one more facade. Go ahead and request one. And we'll throw that right here. Now I'll probably throw some more on the back side, but this works for right now. And in here, I'm going to tell it the dusts. And I'm just going to say infinite. So this is where our dusts are going to go. And since everything should get converted down to dust, we'll say that was what? Silver, gold, iron, tin, and you know, I haven't taught my system downstairs how to handle lead. So let's go ahead and throw here silver, so gold, iron, tin, and we have to do lead, and I should be getting some copper too. Now once this system's all in place, then we shouldn't have this chest being filled up with, you know, with these dusts. It's just right now, since I ran into the power problems and I'm still setting everything up. So if we go down here, I should be able to, yeah, so it knows how to handle copper. Let's tell it lead too. And we'll tell it 9. So that way it knows how to do the sulfur, the iron, the copper, silver, tin, gold, and make sure nothing's stuck in here. Sweet. So what it'll do is it'll create those extra dusts for us. And they might hit a chest for just a second. Lead. There we go. And copper dust. So we should be able to add these right to the furnace too. So copper and lead. And now what it'll do is these 6, it will go ahead and automatically throw right into the furnace. And as soon as they get cooked up, they get pulled out and thrown into our ores chest. Just like that. And I can just throw these right in here and they're slowly start to get pulled out. Now, I do have to wait for, like right now it's working on iron. So I do have to wait for the tin and the copper to go through the system here before I can add them to the exclusion list. But it'll work pretty well. And actually, let's go ahead and remove this facade. I'm going to put that basic logistics pipe back. But down here I do have to do the exclusion list for those dusts as well. And they all got pulled out of my system. So, what I'll do, lead, silver, perfect. So let's go ahead and add those. What I'll do is between this episode and next, I'll just go ahead and, silver's already in there. I'll just go ahead and add these to the exclusion list. I'll let this process all of my ores that I went and gathered. And I hope you guys enjoyed. And with that, I will see you guys later.